Hello and welcome to our tutorial, and this time we will discuss the law of exponents. In the law of exponents we have 5 rules that we will discuss. Okay, the 5 rules. Isa-isahin natin yung mga rules o yung mga laws of exponents. Okay, una is the product rule. Ayan, the product rule. Ito yung una. Product rule, a raised to m times a raised to n is equal to a raised to the power of m plus n. Ibig sabihin, if we will multiply with the same base, ang gagawin natin, we will add those exponents. Okay, that is the first rule that we have in the law of exponents. Example, we have here x cubed times x raised to the power of 4. And they have the same base, which is x. What we're going to do is just copy the base, which is x, then add those exponents, 3 plus 4. Then copy again the base, x, then 3 plus 4 is 7. Therefore, x cubed times x raised to 4 is x raised to 7. Okay. Diba, madali lang. How about number 2 example? They have the same base, which is a. So, natin a, then the first exponent is 2, plus the second exponent, which is 5. Then, we'll have here a, 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay. Next, this one, number 3 example. 3x squared times 4x raised to the power of 8. Unang gagawin, we will multiply 3 and 4. Sabihin, 3 times 4. Sunod, yung variable natin o the literal coefficient, which is, ito siya, at saka ito. We have here x. Then the first exponent is 2. I-add natin yung second exponent na 8. Next, 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Then, you have our literal coefficient x. 2 plus 8 is 10. Okay, that's it. Then, another one. 5x squared y times 2x raised to the power of 3 y raised to 4. Simply, 5 times 2 times, we have the same base, which is x. Sulat natin. Then, the first literal coefficient x, the exponent is 2, plus this x, the exponent is 3, times our y. The first exponent here is, we have your exponent, which is 1, 1, plus the exponent here is 4. Okay, equals 2 times 5 is 10. Then x, 2 plus 3 is 5. Then y, 1 plus 4 is 5. And this would be our answer. Ito siya yung mga sagot natin. Ayan. Okay, last example. 8x cubed y raised to 4 z cubed times 2x y raised to the power of 5. Okay, 8 at saka 2, i-multiply natin. 8 times 2 times, next literal coefficient is x. Then, we have here 3 plus, ano exponent ng x natin? Ano exponent dito? 1. Okay. Next, we have here y. the first exponent is 4 plus, dito naman is 5. Okay. Next, we have here z. Ayan. Z and then cube. May z ba dito? Wala. Therefore, wala tayong i-add na exponent. Then, our final answer, 8 times 2 is 16. Then, x, 3 plus 1 is 4. For x raised to the power of 4, then we have here y. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then z raised to the power of 3. And this would be our answer. Okay, that is the first rule in the law of exponents, the product rule. A raised to m times a raised to n is equal to a raised to the power of m plus n. We need only to add the exponents. Okay. Again, we have here the law of exponents, and the second rule for the law of exponent is quotient rule. Ayan, the quotient rule, which is a raised to the power of m over a raised to the power of n is equal to a raised to the power of m minus n. Okay? Ang gagawin natin in the quotient rule, we need to subtract the exponents. Exponents ng numerator minus the exponents of the denominator. Example, we have here. You have the same base, which is x. Gawin natin, x. Okay? Then, the exponent of our numerator, which is 7, minus the exponent of our denominator, which is 2. Then you will have x. 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. And this would be our answer. Okay. Next, another one. A raised to 4 over a. Therefore, same base, which is a. Then, the exponent of our numerator is 4 minus the exponent of our denominator. We have here our exponent, which is 1. Ayan. Then, 4 minus 1. Then, you have a. 4 minus 1 is 3. And that would be our answer. Hey, how about if it is 2 or more literal coefficient? Example. Let's have here example number 3. Let's have r squared t raised to 5 over r t squared. Ayan. Okay. Una, we have here the same base, which is r. Yun ang isulat natin. R. Then, the exponent of our numerator is 2 minus the exponent of our denominator is 1 times the second literal coefficient here, the variable is t. Then, the exponent of the numerator is 5 minus the exponent of the denominator is 2. Then, you will have here r. 2 minus 1 is 1. Then, we have here t. 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, that's it. Then, another example. We have here another example. Example, a cube, b raised to 5, and c squared. All over, ito pala yung sagot natin kanina. Okay, a squared c, okay, c okay, ayan lang. A squared and c. Okay, let's have here the quotient rule. Again, the law of exponents is copy, which is our base, the same a. Then 3 minus, we have here 2. Next is b. The exponent is 5. But we don't have a b in the denominator, therefore as is yan. Next is c. Then our exponent on the numerator is 2. minus, we have here the exponent which is 1 equals A, 3 minus 2 is 1, then B raised to 5, then C, 2 minus 1 is 1. Therefore, this would be our answer. Okay? That is the second rule for the law of exponent, the quotient rule. Okay, balik tayo sa law of exponents. And the third rule is the power of a power rule. Okay, power of a power rule. You have here a raised to m raised to the power of n. Okay, a raised to m raised to the power of n, which is equal to a, then m times n. Ibig sabihin, we will multiply the two exponents. Okay, let's have here our example. X, then you have here x squared raised to the power of 3. Then you will have 2 times 3, and that is x raised to the power of 6. Okay, hindi natin siya i-add, hindi, we will multiply. Another example, if we will have here a raised to the power of 4 to the power of 5, therefore we will multiply 4 times 5. Then you will have here a raised to the power of 20. Ayan, a raised to the power of 20. Next, we have here 4 squared raised to the power of 2. Therefore, 4 raised to 2 times raised to 2. And that is 4 raised to the power of 4. Yan. That is the law power of a power rule. Then the last one, y. Then you'll have here 2 times 8. And that is y raised to the power of 16. And then that would be our third rule for the law of exponents, the power of a power rule. Okay, our fourth rule for the law of exponents on this video is the power of a product rule. Okay, the power of a product rule. We have here a, b raised to the power of m. A, b raised to the power of m. Means a times m raised to the power of m, and b raised to the power of m. Ibig sabihin, para siyang meron tayong exponent dito na 1, then meron din ditong 1. 1 times m is m, 1 times m is m. We are applying the power of a power rule. Pero dito meron tayong dalawa, kaya tinawag siyang power of a product rule. Okay, let's have your example. Okay, xy raised to the power of 2. Therefore, x, then we have here 1 times 2, 1 times 2. Then we'll have here y. Then we have here 1 times 2. Then you will have x raised to the power of 2, y raised to the power of 2. And this would be our answer. Okay, another one. We have here, apply the power of a product rule and the power of a power. We have here x, then 3 times the exponent 3. Then you will have here y, the exponent for is 5, times we have here 3. Then you will have here x raised to the power of 9, then y raised to the power of 15. And this would be our answer. Okay, next, we have here 2. We have here exponent which is 1. 2, 1 times, okay, 3 multiplied by x, then 4 times 3. Then you will have here 2 raised to the power of 3, then x raised to the power of 12. Yan. Okay, that's it. Then another one we have here 3. The exponent here is 1. 1 times 4. And you'll have here x. Exponent is 2 times 4. Y. The exponent is 2 times 4. And z raised to the power of 3 times 4. Okay. 3 una. 3. 1 times 4 is 4. Followed by x. 2 times 4 is 8. Followed by y. 2 times 4 is 8. And followed by z. 3 times 4 is 12. And this would be our answer. Okay, that is our fourth rule for the law of exponent, the power of a product rule. Okay, the fifth rule for the law of exponent is power of a quotient rule. Okay, power of a quotient rule. You have here a over b raised to the power of m. It becomes a raised to m over b raised to m. Okay, example. We have here x over y raised to the power of 2. Means, unahin natin, x. Okay, meron siyang 1. Therefore, 1 over 2. Over, you have here y. Meron dito 1 times 2. And that is x squared over y squared. And this would be our answer. Okay, another example, x squared over y cubed raised to the power of 4. Simply, x squared times, okay, we have here the power, which is 4, over, we have here y, then 3 times, power is 4. That is x raised to the power of 8 over y raised to the power of 12. And this would be our answer. Okay, last example. 2x raised to 4 over 3y raised to 5 all over raised to the power of 3. Okay, we have here 2 cubed for 1 times 3, then x 4 times 3 over 3 cubed, then y 5 times 3, and that is 2 cubed, x 4 times 3 is 12, then 3 cubed, then y 5 times 3 is 15, and this would be our answer. Okay, that is the fifth rule for the law of exponent, which is power of a quotient rule. Okay, para pa rin siyang law of exponents, the next one that we will discuss is the zero exponents. Okay, it apply on the quotient rule. Okay, what if we will subtract those exponents, the result is 0. Okay, this is the rules for the zero exponents. If a is a non-zero number, then a raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Yun ang rule natin. Any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Example, x raised to 0. Then the rule says, if the exponent is 0, the answer is 1. Yan, 1. Okay, on this part, a squared over a squared. Simply, a 2 minus 2, that is the quotient rule, equals a 2 minus 2 is 0, and that is equal to 1, because any number raised to 0 is 1. Then we have here another example, a cubed b squared, all over a cubed b squared. Ibig sabihin, a 3 minus 3 and b 2 minus 2. Ayan, yung mga exponents nila. That is A raised to 0 and B raised to 0, and that is 1 times 1 because A raised to 0 is 1 and B raised to 0 is 1. Then 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? This would be the answer. Okay, that is the 0 exponent. Any number raised to 0, the answer is 1. Okay, how about if we will have here, our exponent is negative. That is negative exponents. Okay, negative exponents. It applies also in the quotient rule. We subtract these exponents. Then if the result is negative, then we will have here a raised to the power of negative n, and a raised to the power of negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. Okay? Kung ano yung n, that is the exponent. Example, we have here a raised to the power of negative 1. Therefore, we have here, according to the rule, 1 over 5. Okay? Then the exponent here is 1. Okay? That will be our answer. Okay? Number 2, x raised to the power of negative 4. By the rule, says, since our exponent is negative, 1 over x, then ano yung exponent natin? 4, magiging positive 4. Okay? And that is 1 over x raised to the power of 4. Another one, if we will have here, x squared raised to the power of negative 2. Apply first the product of a product rule. We have here x 2 times negative 4. And that is x raised to the power of negative 8. And since it is negative exponent, 1 over x, ano yung exponent? Magiging positive 8. And that is 1 over x raised to the power of 8. The same on this example. You have here a negative 5 times 2. And that is a raised to the power of negative 10. And that is 1 over a raised to the power of positive 10. Okay? And this would be our answer. And that is the negative exponents rule. If the exponent is negative, that is become 1 over a raised to the power of n. It becomes now a positive exponents. Okay? That is a review on our law of exponents.